guys, Absolute Duelist here, coming at you with a interesting version of Super Heavyweight Samurai deck this week in the first place deck profile from my mate from Locals. So yeah,
I wouldn't call it Super Heavy. I would call it Swordsoul with spice.
I just call it Souls.
Souls would work too, but pretty much I'm playing Swordsoul with Super Heavy as an engine. I'm sure you guys seen the engines about, but I feel like Swordsoul, obviously you can play with the Bestials or the Apple Dragon or the Tengi's. This gives it more power, and like you start off with the Super Heavyweight Samurai stuff to bait hand traps, and then worst case scenario, you're summoning Moe and you're doing Swordsoul combos.
Alright, and before we get into it, what did you play against?
Game 1, I played against a Blue Eyes, so I'm not going to really count that. Game 2 was I don't know the order exactly because I forgot, but I just know I went against Cash, I went against Pearly, I went against Super Heavy, and I went against p.u.n.k.
Okay.
So it's pretty, barring the Blue Eyes player, but it's pretty meta relevant barring game 1. So I'm going to get into deck profile. So obviously the Swordsoul lineup: 3 Ecclesia, 3 Moe, 2 Taie, 3 Long One, pretty standard, doesn't change. Drawing any of these, drawing any of these 3 as just a 1 is perfectly fine because you end on an additional tuner when you do the Super Heavy combo. So like any of these is fine, you just don't really want to just have this one, but even just having this one is an extra Synchro 10. That's the standard Swordsoul lineup. Super Heavy lineup: got 3 Prodigy and a p.u.n.k. You don't want to open the p.u.n.k. It's very sad when you do. That's the Pendulums. You've got the free bike as your searcher. You've got your 1 Soul Piercer because that's your search. That's the one you want to you kind of loop a bit. Peacemaker, you want to equip it to the Scarecrow to summon another one, this one back from deck, so you can put it in the extra deck, so when you Pendulum summon you get an additional 1 of this. 1 of this guy, he comes up later in the combo to go into an XYZ play to get a Furion. I'll show you that in a minute. Scales, he brings back, he's the one you're searching before you Pendulum summon, and obviously Furion King himself for an extra Omni Negate, and it comes up, say if they're like, I know you get debarried, can't go into synchros, you can at least get an Omni Negate on some sort of board. That's the engine for that. Hand trap wise, it's a hand trap heavy format. Tried to fit 15. 15 was just too clunky, so I'm playing 12. So I'm playing obviously 3 Gamma and the Driver. Don't feel bad if you open Driver, you can always discard it off of the Scareclaw, and then it's engraved so your Gammas are still live. 3 Ghost Olga.
Gamma's ain't live if you got a Monster Boy.
Nah, but like worst case scenario.
Yeah.
3 Droll is sick, and 3 Ash Blossom. I still like Ash, obviously, because of branded, stuff like that, but it comes up now and again where Ash is just a meh one. You can change this out if you want for, I don't know, Ghost Mourner, Moonlight Chill, Winning Time, stuff like that, but these are the hand traps that have been working for me. And Joel is just heaven sent. And then we do play spells and traps in here, but it's literally 3 Emergence and a Blackout. Tai can get rid of all of these from grave, so can Shishao, so it doesn't really come up, it doesn't lock you out anyway, and consistency comes up a lot.
Okay.
That's in the main deck. Extra deck, got 2 Shishao, 2 comes up either way, and just against Castera, Servant, and Mr. Big Guy. These will come up depending on how you're opening. This is pretty good actually against Super Heavyweight Samurai because you can banish their p.u.n.k. and banish their Scareclaw or Piercer. So it's like kind of 2 interactions against them. So it's pretty good. There was a game against in game 2 where he hand trapped me a bit too much. I ended on this on a Shisha, and this was just enough to stop the Super Heavyweight Samurai. Baron, obviously, you run the Baron because you go into it through Axel Synchros. Shout out Robert for getting me 1 early before they skyrocketed.
Yep.
Warlord Savage, this is your 5th summon. Yeah, you can get nipped, but they're just nibbing a Savage. You're still getting Pendulum Scales, you're still searching a lot, you're still going to end on a ton of stuff. Drag Eye, I like Drag Eye as a spell negate. You can make him an Ember because Moe's the Worm in grave, and if you want to take out the if Nib comes back into the format for some strange reason, you can always use the effect to reveal, see if you get a rock and bounce. A little bit more, I'm still running Baxi, I'm still running Yazi, they come up, going second, this comes up a lot, and so does this. But yeah, if you know Swordsoul, you know why you still play these. Running 2 Scarecrow, sorry. Castera is in the meta, the rip one, it kind of sucks. 2 comes up as well if you open like one of If you open, let me find it, 2 seconds. If you open this or this, you can still go full combo. It's just, you need 2 of them. And then to get to your p.u.n.k Regulus, you go this into this, search Regulus, and then replay Zeus. Just in case.
Yeah.
Zeus is very good, especially because of the side deck and playing triple attack on Frost. I can steal and then go into a Zeus, which we'll get into the side deck now. Just a little bit of YCS token flex. Side deck, I do run 2 Frost and Talents. My side deck is kind of built around the Frost, I'm not going to lie. Because it's like, oh, here's 1-ofs, all my 1-ofs are now 3-ofs. So going like, I normally would side out. You'll be thinking right now, hey, you're playing super heavy, why the fuck is there spells in your side deck? You can either side out the super heavy if you know they're gonna hard go for it and like you haven't seen Swordsoul, or you could side out a couple of hand traps, still have it in. If your super heavy gets interacted with, you can frost go into, depending on your matchup, you can get a pointer, you can get a D barrier, or obviously like a draw 2. These are like the main Frost targets. I am running Dark Ruler no more. Can Frost Dark Ruler no more, but like I side this in against, if I'm going against the super heavy engine or any deck that builds a massive board, it's just pretty staple. I side Harpies for the back row decks. I side Herald of the Abyss. I think I might change these out for Kirikaras.
It's a very strong card.
But these I can search these off Frost, so they're kind of searchable. Also, they can out the Rise Heart Pass, they can out problem cards like Drytron player, say if they summoned, what's the one that says your opponent can't special summon monsters? Vanity's Ruler.
Vanity's Ruler.
Out the Vanity's Ruler, which this deck kind of has a problem with. And then for additional going first support, so I don't get Dark Ruler, I play free anti-spell.
Yeah, makes sense. So, what is your thought on the deck as a whole? Do you think it's great?
Good. Opening p.u.n.k really sucks, but barring that, the deck's been consistent. Surprise factor kits in a lot as well. Unfortunately, this is not local. This is locals, not a big event, so people kind of know what you're on. But like at a big event, the surprise factor will kick in after like you do the super heavy semi combo, or you get interrupted. I don't think my opponent will just think, oh wait, hold up, he might have Moe. That's not something that would go on in their brain. So it's the surprise factor kicks in a lot at big events. The deck's consistent, it can run 12 hand traps, which is great. The end board is literally, I'll show you what the end board looks like normally. The end board is normally... This is equipped to the p.u.n.k Regulus. And then you have pendulum scales.
And I'm assuming this is if you don't get interrupted, right?
I don't get interrupted, have gamma, stuff like that. This would be set, and then Scarecrow would be equipped to bonus.
And then that's your absolute best board.
That is the board. That is the board I've ended on a lot of times.
Okay.
Even through, obviously through Joel, you can't get for this build. But say if they like, I don't know, they ash like this, they ash like this, and you open the card, you still get to the board. Ghost Ogre on this sucks a bit, but yeah, this is this is like, obviously, the dream scenario, your opponent didn't open hand trap, I'm ending on this. Game 1, if they main deck Dark Ruler, kind of sucks, but at least you still have Blackout, and you're probably going to have 1 to 2 hand traps in hand. But like, if you get main deck Dark Ruler...
Technically you also get a tuner as well, because this falls off, because this can't equip it anymore.
Yeah, this falls off, you get the trigger. That's why it's always good to have this too. Sometimes you hard open Regulus, so you can summon it before you get hand trapped, but I would say this board is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, they have to open Dark Ruler, wipe every board on your field, so they're probably going into a Zeus. You'll do this so they don't go into a Zeus, but even if they get through this, Zeus everything, you're adding stuff back, you have hand traps in hand, you can like take their Zeus and go into your own, stuff like that. But yeah, the deck's pretty good, I like it a lot. Changes really, maybe the Abyss for Kurikaras, but they're a bit expensive. But yeah, deck's great and I love it.
Fair enough. Anyway, thank you so much for the profile, guys. I hope you do enjoy. This is our resident Swordsoul player on the channel, so he's always
got the Swordsoul builds.
He's always doing good with it and always trying to spice new techs. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell them your thoughts of the list in the comment section below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Absolute Doors signing out, and next sign out. Bye.